Hello and welcome to all you Sagittarians out there. If you have a rising sign that is the ascendant in Sagittarius, this is the video for you. The sun in Sagittarius and to a lesser extent the moon. So this is your video for monthly horoscope June 2021, a pivotal, super important month for the Sagittarians, together with the other mutable signs like Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces. So is this a significant month for you? Absolutely. It's a very huge, big month for you on many levels. Let's have a look at this. Of course, these are general horoscopes, so keep that in mind. Take what resonates for you. And so let's get started with, first of all, the eclipse. So there's going to be on the 10th of June a solar eclipse in your opposite sign. And that solar eclipse that is at 19 degrees of Gemini. So the sun will be together with the moon, together with the North Node. It's all in that Gemini, fresh, new energy, some planting of new seeds, you could speak, and it's in your house of relationships. Now this cycle, the Saros cycle where this eclipse belongs to is a 5 North cycle. And that has to do with vision. So having vision, having so that later on you can take action upon your vision there. There's only one warning. This eclipse, that in itself is quite lively and interesting, and particularly because for you it's in a key area of your life, which is relationships, and there is a possibility for newness there, for new relationships, or for, if you are in one, to get an upgrade. But this however, this is squaring Neptune, so you have to take into consideration that you won't have a lot of clarity during this eclipse time, and it is how you deal with it. If you say, oh, I hate it, I want to have my clarity, and I want, especially I've met a new person, I want to know what this person is all about, you're going to fight the energy. It's going to be very frustrating for you. A better attitude, I would say, or an easier attitude, I'm not going to say it's super easy, but an easier attitude is being like, okay, between now and certainly between the end of June, I'm not going to be having a lot of clarity in my relationship and in my home life, because this Neptune is in your 4th house of your home, your literally your home, but also your well-being, your emotional state. So this Neptune squares up to that energy in your 7th house. So whether you are in a relationship of 1 year or of 2 months or 20 years, it doesn't matter. There's going to be insecurity there. There's going to be this feeling of, I don't know where I'm heading. Whether it is you that it's causing it or whether the person that you are with, it doesn't matter. It is that energy, an energy where you can't grasp it. In other words, you don't have all the information, and the information will unfold. It will become clear. Be sure of that, but not before that Neptune square is gone, and not before the Mercury is going backwards in your 7th house. So you're gonna gain more clarity when? As from the 23rd of June, Mercury goes direct. So there is already a little bit of clarity there, but even more clarity when Mercury is out of its shadow and when Mercury finishes up the square with Neptune, which will be around the 8th of July. So, in other words, what I would recommend for you, considering relationships and important decisions that you want to make with relationships, starting one, ending one, all of these things, upgrading one or whatever, but also when it has to do with your home, literally selling, buying home, your emotional state, the feelings that you have, the security that you feel, it's going to be up and down there. And for signing contracts and all of that, it's better to do it even after the 8th of July. But of course, life is life. So we can't, life is life, do you know that song? But we can't postpone our lives. And that's not you don't have to postpone your lives, but you can only do what you can do. And of course, if you do need to sign a contract before that, maybe on the 5th of June, for instance, don't panic. But be aware that you will probably have to reassess some stuff, and you will probably have to redo some stuff, but that's not the end of the world, right? So again, but in relationships, it's be aware of the fact that you're not in a state of seeing clear now. That doesn't have anything to do. You can say, of course, point your finger to it. Oh, he's not being clear, or she's not being clear. It is what it is. It's the energy. Accept it, but know that you're gonna have a lot of clarity after this, right? It's like this massive process that is going on for you with relationships, and these are fated things because the North Node is involved. The North Node is going to be with Mercury and with the Sun and with all of that. So it's all about fated relationships for sure. And it's all about just holding your integrity. It's going to be very important. Also, your communication. You can't control what other people are going to say to you. So I don't want to even talk about that, if they're going to say the truth to you or not. I mean, just be open and see what happens. And, time will test it. Time will test it. And you will figure it out. But you can control your own words. So be very cautious of that, because the tendency to misunderstand, or other people misunderstand, and certainly the tendency for you to mislead a little bit there, is more on. That energy is on there. Mercury in Gemini squaring up to Neptune, it's a trickster. It's one that, it's good for maybe doing sales or whatnot, and trying to convince other people to go a certain way. But in a relationship, you're dealing with hearts. You're dealing with your own heart as well. So be aware of your intention if you are together with someone on an intimate level. I mean intimate, I don't mean necessarily to say sexually. I mean intimate. You are being vulnerable, or other people are being vulnerable to you. Be very careful with that. Be very cautious with what you're saying to others, and vice versa, because of this Neptunian energy. But at the same time, be alert and enjoy it. You're going to have lots of interaction with people. You're going to have if you're single, lots of possibility to meet new people. Lots of possibility for a new relationship for sure. And it's not like, hey, you don't have to start this relationship. Just don't push too much. Don't force too much. Don't push too much. Be a bit the lazy one there. Certainly not the one that is forcing things, because it's Neptune after all, right? So, and Mercury is the ruler of your 7th house. So other people are going not to be that clear for you, and that's fine. That is the process that you're supposed to go through anyways. And Venus is for practically the whole month in your 8th house. So again, when Venus is in the 8th house, and certainly in the sign of Cancer, this is about intimacy. So at the one level, you're having more opportunity for intimacy, for intimate connections, for true love, so to speak, on a deep level, on a level of showing your sensitivities, or someone else is showing their sensitivities. But again, be very, hold your integrity. You can't do anything wrong when you're doing that. I mean, you can't control other people, but you can control you. And it can be very interesting to gain more intimacy, to also gain more money, or to invest more. With Venus there, it can attract money towards you. But it's definitely also relationships that are in a transformation. The good ones are gonna stay and even upgrade. The bad ones are not gonna stay or upgrade. Again, this is for a small amount of people amongst you, because this is not personal, individual astrology, right? So keep that in mind. And with Mars being in Leo, that is nice. After the 12th of the month, Mars is shifting into Leo, which is your 9th house, which is the house of travel, which is the house of study. So anything that has to do with travel, study, expanding your perspective, being active abroad, publishing, writing, speaking, all of that is favored because Mars is in Leo, a fellow fire sign for you as from the 12th and onwards. So that is some good energy there for sure. So having said that, a bit of a warning there. Yes, a bit of important energy, but very foggy energy. I think as a Sagittarian, you just be in the moment, you follow your integrity in the moment, and then you can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. That's it. Yeah. Oh yeah, another thing I want to say. Nice days for you is around the 24th of June, because then the sun trines Jupiter. So the sun will be in that 8th house again, and Jupiter will be in your 4th house. So maybe real estate or something. If you're thinking about that, it could be a very good option for you. I mean, the investment of it. Anyways, having said that, have a very, very good month, Sagittarians. While there are definitely some things that need to be cleared up there, but take your time. Take your time. Don't rush it. Having said that, all the best to you, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.